Hey nerds, welcome to Jared Bear Reacts. Today, no episode. Instead, we are doing our recap. If you're new to the channel, at the end of every season, we do a recap for what we watched. We do a whole award ceremony, not a reward, award. We have a whole in memoriam, basically, and we go through the whole shebang. I'm gonna go and do the intro real quick, because if you guys are new here, feel free to subscribe for daily content. If there's a day, there's a reaction. Links to the Patreon, Twitch stream, and everything in between right down below in the description box. Patreon now has first 5 seasons of the Vampire Diaries, all of WandaVision, all of Falcon and Winter Soldier, and by the time you all see this, it'll have the first 2 episodes of Invincible. So that's down there as well. Listen, I've already recorded this twice, actually. I have recorded this twice. One thing, I do not like doing the same thing over and over. I've done this twice. First time, I recorded it, rendered it, it was ready to go. All I had to do was make a thumbnail. I go to make a thumbnail. Guess what? I couldn't find it. It wasn't in the video file. It wasn't in the finished file. It wasn't in the recycling bin. My recycling bin was actually almost empty. So I feel like I got trigger happy deleting stuff and deleted it. Second time, I sat here just now, just this moment, recorded the whole thing, 35 minutes worth. I go to look at it, mute it. I was muted the entire time. Muted. I'm beyond frustrated. I was muted. So with that being said, we're gonna go and get into this. So we're gonna do it in this order. We're gonna do the season 5 recap. We're gonna do the award ceremony. We have a couple different categories for that, and then we'll finish it off with our in memoriam. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. So this may be shorter than the 30 minutes that it normally is. This may be a lot shorter because I feel like I should have this down pat. I almost have a perfect script. I have bullet points from each episode. I'm gonna try to touch on the major topics. If I leave something out, that happens. So yeah. Oh man, what a life. What a life. Anyways, it's all good. I have time to kill today, so keeps myself busy. Season 5 of the Vampire Diaries. Keep in mind, at this time, I have yet to watch a single second of season 6. I'm gonna do that when I finish this. I should already be in the middle of episode 1, but I'm not doing this again. So, season 5 kicks off with the girls in college. Bonnie, who's dead, foregoes her college, whatever, she still hasn't told anybody. So we get a new roommate by the name of Megan. If you guys are from my Twitch stream, you know who Megan is. Megan's an important character. It's a great story. And Megan! Anyways, so we get introduced to Caroline, Elena. They get introduced to Megan. Megan dies in the first episode. Spoilers if you haven't watched season 5. So Megan dies right off the bat. New roommate. They mark it up to suicide, but it's not the case. She was clearly attacked by a vampire. And I mean, they go to a party and they can't get in. They're just like, vampires. Oh my God, I'm just here to invite us. Why didn't we think about this? So Megan's dead. We get a couple flashbacks of peeps. Matt was off with Rebecca having a threesome with Nadia. Nadia becomes an important character. Stefan, who's in a safe in the bottom of a whale. What is that thing? Frog on a log in the bottom of, hole in the bottom of the sea. There was a trunk in the bunk, and there was a hole in the log and the frog and the dog or something in the bottom of the sea. You guys get what I'm saying, hopefully. That's a whole thing. It's annoying. Anyway, Stefan's down there inside of a safe, drowning over and over again, because in some vampire lore, it's what I was very curious about at the end of season 4. Rhyming. I was like, is Stefan dead? Is he gonna live? Can he breathe underwater, or is he gonna die and come back over and over? And it is the latter. He dies and comes back over and over. We see him just drowning again and again. Silas makes himself known, immediately talking to Liz, and he says he wants Katherine for some reason. I feel like I deduced what that reason was pretty quickly. Silas is stronger now. He can mind control the whole crowd. He kills Bonnie's dad into season 1. Bonnie, who's dead, can see the whole shit. So now she's dead and grieving. That's a hell of a combination. Silas shows up to college and compels Elena to try to kill Damon, because they finally get together, and now this whole season's like pushing them further and further apart. It's super weird. So Silas goes to college, tries to do that. The only way she can stop is thinking about Stefan, because Elena keeps having dreams about Stefan's location. Matt and Jeremy have a road trip with Katherine, and Jeremy says a beautiful line out in the woods to Katherine about how she is. It is the best quote so far I could think of from this entire show. I wish I would have typed it out. I guess I've had time multiple times now, but I haven't, nonetheless. Matt dies and the Gilbert ring is finally explained on how they come back. It's like a World of Warcraft fetch quest. Basically, you have to go find your body. I will say, I do appreciate you guys for letting me know. I was super confused at first about the whole where the ring came from. I thought it was a Lark's. I forgot it got used for the white oak stake. You guys get really mad when I say dagger. So it was used for the white oak dagger. And so Jeremy's didn't burn up. They had the ring the whole time. I forgot it was taken off of him, whatever. They dig up the safe. Stefan has been freed. There's a whole thing for a couple episodes where like Stefan was kind of upset that Lena and Damon didn't find you. You guys are supposed to be the one to find me. Listen to me. If your dog ran away and your neighbor found your dog for you, your dog's not going to be mad that your neighbor found them. They're just going to be happy to see you. As a matter of fact, if I was buried alive, right, and somebody I barely talked to my whole life, maybe a middle school friend or something, digs me up, like, oh my God, dude, blah, 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 blah. I am not going to be upset that, for example, my mother didn't find me or my best friend didn't find me. I'm just going to be happy somebody fucking found me. Anyways, they were a day late and $1 short. They find the safe. There's a body in there already. Come to find out, Ketsia, who's been alive this whole time, aka Mama Eyebrows, aka Tessa, she is there. She set Stefan free. She's the one that saved him. She actually used Stefan to weaken Silas, but in the process, fries Stefan's brain. He loses his memories. And rather than the show doing what it normally does, like the episode would end, Stefan would probably be brainless. And the next episode, he'd be back to full cognitive ability. No, they actually let it plan out for an episode or two of him having amnesia. So basically, Silas reveals to everybody that Catherine's blood is now the cure because Lena made her swallow the cure pill. And so yeah, all of her blood is needed. She is now the walking cure. After Damon saves Stefan and he wakes up, he doesn't remember jack shit because of the amnesia. There's this character Jesse that was introduced. Stefan ends up feeding on him, but Caroline saves him. At the end of that episode, Wes, Dr. Maxwell, Max bitch, whatever, turns Jesse into a vampire. Jesse is basically being fed vampire blood, so he is stronger than a regular ass vampire. Kind of like how Michael was. Michael fed on vampires and Klaus and all that shit, you remember. So he turns Jesse into a vampire, working on that. Jeremy reveals to everybody that Bonnie is dead. They have a beautiful memorial / burial / ceremony for Bonnie's life. Almost got me, but Elena's nostril flares reeled me back in. Speaking of nostril flares, what about nostril hairs? Jesus, man. Finally, we get back to the murder mystery of Megan. It's a theme early on in this episode. It's very choppy. So we get back to that. They at least mention it. Elena meets a young man who used to know Megan. His name is Aaron. He says all the people around him die. I thought he was a vampire. He's not. Listen, some of you all tell me not to take things for face value. Don't take what I say for face value. I called Aaron useless at a certain point, and everybody was like, well, how do you hate Aaron, but you love Matt? I don't hate Aaron at all. Aaron was just a dude living his life. He shouldn't have, what happened to him shouldn't have happened. He shouldn't have died. I feel bad for him. But in that moment, for the context of it, pretty much Damon's thought process, like, hey, you're useless, dead. Hang with me. They have a whole ball. They have a whole ceremony. Shocking, I know. But Stefan and Silas switch places to get close to Tessa. Damon and Jeremy come up with an idea to trade Silas's life for Bonnie's, and Silas kind of sort of agrees to it. Tessa kills, or kind of stops Silas's heart from beating. He withers up. Bitch face breaks up with Caroline. Catherine finds out Nadia's her daughter. They play house for like 2 hours together, catching up and shit. Damon then lures Catherine into the house and forces her neck onto Silas so he can drain her of her blood. Because remember, we need all of it. Somebody told me not to look into that. Like, oh, they don't need all of it. Don't take it at face value. No, they apparently needed all of it. So Silas turns from gray to white, but then as soon as we thought that's the end of Catherine, the show's about to end, her fucking heart starts beating. The mother lover's still alive. She actually goes for breakfast the next day, where we find out she is rapidly aging. So there's no cure. There's no heal factor. She's just an old lady who's catching up with her. Hair's gray. She's aging. Crow's feet. Teeth falling out. Bunch of wild shit. Silas agrees to bring Bonnie back from the dead, but Damon and Jeremy have to help him find the anchor. And the anchor, how poetic is Amara, the love of his life. She's the anchor. There's now 3 Elenas. There's 3 doppelgangers at the same time. Exhausting. Amara pulls a heel turn, betrays Silas, drains the blood from his neck. Now she's alive. Damon introduces her to Elena, calls her crazy pants. She's not really crazy though. She just sees dead people. It's a lot to take in. All the dead people passing through her ass. Damon comes up with an idea they should swap Bonnie with Amara as the anchor. Tessa agrees, but they need all 3 doppelgangers, which leads to a weird scene where Silas shows up, steals Amara. They go out in the woods. They're having a moment together. I've always loved you. I'll always love you. Stefan shows up. He's got to be the one to kill Silas's doppelganger, right? Kills him with a fucking pocket knife. And then Amara kills herself, dies in Damon's arms. But Tessa had already got the thing done, so Bonnie is back as the anchor. She now has all the supernatural deaths flow through her. All of them got to go through her. She feels the pain too. In the midst of all this, Tessa kills herself. Some real Hamlet type shit with that whole love triangle. Is Tessa the Damon in that love triangle, by the way? Food for thought. She sees all supernatural deaths. Some granny witch cock blocks her from Jeremy, and she now feels the pain, and she fails to tell anybody of this for a few episodes. Bonnie has a habit of not telling people important shit. Granted, they use her for a lot of stuff, but still, there's a couple important things where she just leaves the details out. Jesse's back, finally, after like 3 episodes. He almost kills Aaron, but Caroline shows up to show him how to heal and use compulsion. Damon practices some malpractice on Wes, a little bit of payback, and we learn Jesse has this Ripper virus within him. Jesse and Caroline kiss. Elena and Aaron share dead parent stories, very good bonding. Catherine, Nadia, and Stefan remove Gregor from Matt. That's a whole storyline that's kind of tossed to the wayside with the whole traveler knife that's mentioned, but not important, but super important. Weird shit. Catherine tries to kill herself, but Stefan catches her. Catherine at one point fights for her survival, tries to kill herself, and then fights for her survival again, all because of Stefan. Elena saves Damon by killing Jesse, because Jesse's stronger, because he feeds on vampires, and he's attacking Damon. Elena kills him in cold blood. Caroline's pissed, because again, cock blocked. More cock blocking. Jesse then cock blocks Bonnie just for a second from Jeremy, and then she finally reveals what's going on with her. We get a whole backstory that Damon was being captured and experimented on. It turns out he was an Augustine vampire. And we meet a friend named Enzo. So basically, him and Enzo become friends. They become tortured on. The companionship they can talk about. Every New Year's Eve, there's a party where they show off the vampires and how the blood works and the progress they're making. Well, Enzo comes up with an idea because they were given rations, like a shot of blood every day, that if one person drinks both rations, then they'll become super strong. They can kill everybody. So they play a game of scissor, paper, stone. As a normal person would say, rock, paper, scissor. Damon wins. He gets both rations. He breaks free. He kills everybody at this party. The cell door was locked back. That Enzo. Damon goes to free him. It's covered in vervain. Damon has one choice: to turn his emotions off and leave his friend to die in the fire. So we thought. We actually find out that Enzo's still alive, and he's the Augustine vampire. They don't think they actually ever say it, but he's the one that kills Megan. Shit show. Rest in peace, Megan. But nonetheless, he's the person that did it. Kind of closes that story. Meanwhile, Stefan was put back into the safe due to Caroline's recommendation to heal with his PTSD. He has a moment with Catherine. They almost kiss. They end up kissing. They end up having the smecks. Goes back for old time's sake, I guess. Both of them. What a life. Wes finds a better way to make vampires create vampire blood. It's going to turn Elena into this subject. He frees Enzo to go kill Damon, basically, but he's poisoned, and Enzo has to come back, and they go to the one classroom that's ever in the show. Damon gives a good spiel about why he did what he did. Enzo really don't give a shit. Enzo ends up passing out from a poison. We thought he died for a second. Damon then cures him. Stabbed him with a bunch of cures. Enzo leaves. Stefan, in the process, learns about Damon's past and how he was captured and tortured. Stefan saves Elena from being turned into the ultimate vampire hunter. Aaron took the new vampire drug with him after punching Wes, puts it in his back pocket, somehow doesn't get stabbed. I'm not buying it. Catherine walking down some steps. It's like, yeah, Stefan's the reason I'm alive. Oh, my arm hurts. Bam, heart attack right there. Now we get the death of Catherine, kind of. They all go together to celebrate her death. They take jabs at her, willingly, like rightfully so. Nadia has a better idea to make her a traveler because travelers can get inside people and live as host. It's a whole thing. She needed Stefan and Elena's blood. They end up getting the blood for it. Klaus shows up, and Klaus shows up in the middle of this. Caroline's like, I'm the only person not having scandalous sex. And then Klaus shows up and is like, I heard you say that all the way from New Orleans. What's up? And then they do it. Katherine fought off death after a beautiful scene with Elena. We see Jenna, who we love. We see Elijah too. Shout out Eli. We see a bunch of characters make a comeback. Even Johnny Gilbert. He gives the iconic "Hi Katherine, bye Katherine." Nice role reversal from the end of season 1. So Elena's for some reason is hanging over the body. Katherine Uno reverses, does what she does best, gets inside of her body. Katherine in an instant reveals to Matt in the next episode who she is, but she mind wipes him. She needs to find her original body so she can fully get control over it. Damon said he buried it in the one place she should have always been, which is the tomb. We all knew that. There's a whole welcome back party for Bitchface. He finds out that Caroline slept with Klaus because Katherine was exposition dumping because he can hear. They find the body. Elena comes to. Elena now has control over her own shit again. Doesn't kill anybody in the dumbest moment in this show's history. I had a lot of people attack me. Well, we've never seen Elena kill in cold blood. Jesse, granted, it was for a good reason. And when her emotions were off, she killed that waitress, no problem. Also, people were saying like, oh, well, vampires are older or faster. That may be so, but we've seen multiple times where younger vampires get to jump on other people. May not to kill them, but they still get to jump. But still, let's not think about that because Elena had time to push the witch and then stab Nadia to stab her. Still had all the time in the world to do that. If you have enough time to do that, you have enough time to kill him. Dumb scene. Then she runs into Damon's arms, doesn't say shit about it, and just turns back into Katherine. Katherine breaks up with Damon right on the spot. Damon's confused as shit, as he should be. Damon and Enzo team up to go kill the last of the Whitmores. Knew that was going to happen. Damon, with his, not emotions turned off, but freshly dumped, kills Aaron because he's fed up at this point. He doesn't have the one person that was holding him together. Damon and Enzo look to kill Wes, and now they use Jeremy as bait to get him there. So they get help from a new witch named Liv, I think, locator spell. And Stefan tells Damon for doing that to Jeremy, hey man, don't come back. Weird flip for Damon. Emotions are on, but he still hijacked Jeremy in that situation, who he embraced moments earlier, basically, in the season. In the meantime, Bitchface figures out that Matt was being compelled by Nadia. Wes injects Damon with the thing for him to make the crave vampire blood. The virus is called the Ripper virus. Damon and Enzo get trapped in a house by some travelers. Damon kills a dude. Bloody smile was very poetic. Damon feeds, but he has to feed again in 8 hours. And now he's trapped with Enzo. And he turns and attacks Enzo. But the travelers increase the acidity of Enzo's blood, so Enzo gets to run away with Wes, blah, blah, blah. Basically, remember how Elena killed Jesse in cold blood? Well, Katherine knows this and much of the information. So she puts herself in a situation to get Damon to attack her, much like Jesse attacked him, leaving the only opportunity for there to be death. She wants Stefan to kill Damon, but Stefan's not going to kill his brother, so he doesn't do it. Catherine's plan backfires. Also, in the meantime and in between time, Elena hijacks a whole trip, seduces Stefan. Stefan's like, this is weird. That kind of helps him figure shit out. Matt ends up seducing Nadia and sends a text message that says help, K. With that information, Damon being trapped in the Chamber of Secrets, he tells Stefan how the events played out. Him and Caroline put the pieces together. They figure out what's going on. As soon as they figure out what's going on, everybody starts calling Elena, Katherine. Nadia and Katherine now figure out everybody knows everything. They're all on the same page. But also, Nadia got bit by Tyler, who's a wolf. Puppy dog, remember? Fatal. Katherine and Nadia catch on the squad nose. Damon lures Bitchface in so he can feed on him and break free. Katherine tries to get the cure from Wes, but Damon shows up and kills him. So Damon gets to kill Wes as well, which is perfect. During the whole time, Katherine also finds a dead body, but also finds a syringe, injects herself with it. That comes into play later. Katherine says her goodbyes basically to the squad before Stefan kills. Katherine also gets a beautiful moment, gives Nadia her farewell vision, just like Damon did with Rose and Stefan did with Katherine. So Katherine says her goodbyes to the squad before being killed by Stefan. I wanted Damon to do it, but I kind of agree that Damon fully moved on, so it wasn't really his kill, and her dying to Stefan is beautifully poetic. So she injected herself, which now means Elena is a stronger version of Damon. At this point. Katherine goes to the other side. No time wasted, gets sucked up into oblivion. Satan was not playing games with her. You get no time to hang out with Bonnie in this chapel. You are gone. Girl, roll credits. Elena's trapped in college thanks to Liv. Damon feels he's the only one that can help. He doesn't want to reveal that he killed Aaron. Now that everything's come to fruition, he's like, oh, fuck. Enzo has some cures thanks to some travelers. That's just some wild shit that happened. Stefan's blood, they don't mind wipe him, but get inside of his head again, and they find another doppelganger named Tom Avery, who's a paramedic. Somebody pointed this out, that Tom Avery being a paramedic and Elena Gilbert wanting to be a doctor, much like her father, these are the two same age, probably doppelgangers that were meant to be together. Tom's a little older, but they're the doppelgangers meant to find each other in their timeline, which is fucking wicked. So, Elena learns the truth about Aaron before Enzo shows up with a cure. Her and Damon agree they're toxic. Then they make out, toxic breakup sex. Liv and Luke reveal themselves as double crossers or some shit. Nobody cares. Caroline and Enzo track down Tom Avery. Caroline snaps Enzo's neck to save Tom, treat him to dinner. Tom Avery dies. Just a regular dude. Paramedic dies. Damon and Elena go to a parent-teacher conference. More of bickering and wanting each other. A lot of heat. Both of them in heat. Liv tries to kill Elena, but Jeremy kind of saves her from Damon. Jeremy uses Liv to protect Elena. Only one of each doppelganger left. The travelers drink the blood to summon Marcos. All these dead people pass through Bonnie at once. Allows Marco to step through back into the realm of the living. Caroline and Stefan get some cuddle action. Liz, as a doppelganger, kills Matt, who sees Cole and Vicky. I hear a fucking ice cream truck. And then Vicky flies away just like Katherine did, which I don't really understand because Vicky seems like she was a good person. She wasn't a bad vampire either. I feel like that should only be used for the bad peeps, like Silas. And it happened to Maria too, but I don't get that one either. So Stefan and Elena have visions of each other in a perfect life. Stefan says it best: you can't be friends with somebody and in love with the same person. I agree, 100%. Damon tells Elena he can no longer see her. Bitchface is taken over by one of Marcos' disciples. The whole town's infested. Turns out, Enzo ties up Elena and Stefan as Enzo accuses Stefan to killing his beloved Maggie. Turns out Damon did the deed. Leads to a fight where Stefan grabs a hold of Enzo's heart. Enzo pulls away, leaving his own heart in Stefan's hand, putting the blood in Stefan's hand nonetheless. Pun intended. Stefan tells Elena they vow to keep it a secret. That shit never works. Damon finds out. He's just pissed off they didn't tell him. Travelers looking for him. The gang goes to a cabin, a spell to hide him in, or the charades and shit. Jeremy and Matt chain up Tyler to talk about his passenger. Peeps from the other side can now interact with the physical realm. Leads to Enzo torturing the squad. Damon learns the truth about Enzo. Enzo attacks Damon and Stefan, but Damon convinces him that he can bring him back to life, so they set him free. Damon kisses Elena. Travelers show up. They do a ritual. Julian, bitchface, is now 100% in that body. They go through this whole thing with Salome where she dies, or turns into a vampire. Then they remove the vampirism from herself, so she goes back to her original form. So Salome died. Rest in peace. I loved you. Elena and Stefan are being tortured, but are released by Maria. They get stopped by Liv and Luke trying to kill him. Bonnie finally admits she can't bring anybody back, but she finds a way. That way is Maria, who just died. She gets her ass whooped. Her ass got swooped, not whooped. She got swooped away, so their one lead is gone. Julian finds out about Maria, who's his wife, and he kills Stefan. Rips Stefan's fucking heart out, bro. Like, shocking as shit. We know nothing crazy is gonna happen, but Stefan's dead in this moment. The group tries to come up with another way to bring Stefan back. They need to do the same thing Marcos did, which is kill a bunch of people so they can come through. So they're gonna kill all the passengers. Damon decides to be the one to blow them up via a gas line. Elena joins him in a suicidal moment. Very fucking Romeo and Juliet type shit. Now, with the help of Liv, she's going to help Bonnie bring everybody back from the dead. Because now there's a huge spell over Mystic Falls that basically only pure magic can live, and all this whatever non-pure magic can't exist. So, immediately Enzo and Bitchface pass through, as well as Luke. But Bitchface is no longer a hybrid. He's just a human who still has his werewolf curse in him. All that breaking his bones and shit was for nothing. We love to see it. Stefan accidentally comes through when he catches Bonnie. She was like falling over. He catches him. Boom. He's back through. Lexi, who showed up, fights off Marcos, finds her peace. Marcos and Silas both get fucking blown away into oblivion. Lexi finds her peace. Grandma Bennett also finds her peace throughout this season. Damon and Rick end up saving Liz because remember, dead people can interact with the physical world. They make their way back to Bonnie. Bonnie grabs Rick. Rick goes through, but Luke stops Liv from doing the spell any further, trapping Damon and Bonnie. Mainly Damon. Bonnie was going to die regardless on the other side. The other side collapses. In a beautiful Donnie moment, Damon and Bonnie. Bayman. They hold each other's hands. Everything goes white. Do you think it'll hurt? I don't know. And then it's over. Season 5 is over. And what an emotional roller coaster. First time I recorded this was a whole different vibe. I was super sad. I was sad. It was a beautiful ending, but it was like draining almost. So that's the gist of the recap, right? Let's go ahead and not wait. Let's not skip a beat. Well, actually, let's skip a beat for a second. Let me get into this. The burning question is, do I think we'll see Damon again? 100%. Yes. Too important of a character. I think we'll see Damon and Bonnie both again. The random antidote things kind of explained, but still not really. The season also feels like there was a bunch of stories that they forgot about. Not really forgot about, but paced poorly to be wrapped up, like Megan or Matt with Gregor or the Augustine vampire. It was oddly paced. So yeah, let's get into the reward ceremony. The award ceremony. I don't know what to fucking say. Anyways, favorite episodes. I have 5 listed. I have episode 3, The Memorial for Bonnie. Episode 9, The Cell, Damon's whole flashback. Episode 11, I have episode 15, and episode 22, which is the finale. So the memorial was beautiful. Damon's scene was beautiful. Episode 11 was beautiful. Episode 15 being Gone Girl. Maybe my favorite, but I have to give it to the season finale. It was so perfect. It ended so chaotically, and you just need that kind of thing in a show that's 8 seasons right here. And then the one season past the midway point, season 5, now putting you really into the home stretch of only having 3 seasons left. It's a good way to just end it. So season 22, favorite episode. I'm sorry, episode 22, favorite episode. Favorite scene? I have 3 scenes. I have Jeremy telling off Katherine, Bonnie's funeral, and Katherine giving Nadia the vision. The award goes to Katherine giving Nadia her vision of her being a little girl being tucked in their little cottage. It was very beautiful. Favorite quote would have to be Jeremy telling off Katherine. I don't remember what it was, but it was fucking beautiful. Favorite kiss? Matt and Rebecca is an honorable nominee. But to finally dethrone Damon Salvatore in the role of best kiss comes Jeremy Gilbert and Bonnie Bennett. A beautiful kiss between those two. By far the best one of the season. We love to see it. Favorite character? I have a 3-way tie between Tessa, Silas, and Damon. But Tessa's more so for her eyebrows. Same with Sloane. Damon. My lip is peeling. Damon went through a lot of weird character development. Good to bad to kind of good to projecting to, I don't know, explosive. It was fun to watch. Silas would have to be my favorite character. His comedy, his nonchalant jester, the acting by Paul in this one too, but also getting into even his demise of flying away when he was like, yo, I'm going to kill everybody when I come back. Favorite kill? Well, the 3 nominees are Damon killing the Whitmores, Damon killing Joey, or Enzo killing Hazel. And the winner's Enzo killing Hazel. And probably my favorite kill of the entire fucking show because he bopped her in the head with a doorknob. Amazing. Dumbest scene? I have 2 things I got to point out, and then we'll get into the memorial, and then we're gone. Dumbest scene, one thing, listen, when they were all sitting around in the Salvatore thing, Bonnie and Jeremy are seeing dead people all around them. Bonnie sees Katherine on the brink of her death when she's supposed to go talk to Bonnie. Bonnie looks at her and sees Katherine about to walk towards her. She can pass the other side, and then she disappears. Bonnie doesn't tell anybody that. She tells not a single soul that happened. Nobody was like, hey, Bonnie, did Katherine pass through? Anybody want to check on that? Kind of a pain in the ass this whole show. No? Okay. When trying to figure out, like, oh, what's going on? Bonnie never once tells anybody that Katherine never passed through her. She didn't think it was weird or nothing. But the dumbest scene, again, is Lena not killing the Traveler Witch Lady. It happens. It's just, I already talked about it. It's just dumb. So finally, our memorial. In memoriam, in loving memory, let's get it, Megan. Mayor Rudy Hopkins, a.k.a. Bonnie's dad. Gregor, Silas, Amara, Ketsia/Tetsa, the witch granny, Jesse, Mia, Aaron, who's not useless. Listen, you guys tell me a lot of times to take shit at face value. I've already said this. I think I said this already. Aaron's not useless. I just be saying shit. Mia, Aaron, Diane, Joey, Farmer Frank, Wes, Hazel, all the travelers, Sloan, Enzo, but he's back. Steph and Elena, but they're back. Maria, Julian, Marcos, and the passengers. And then an extra special for these last people, which would be Nadia and Catherine, Nadia Petrova, Katarina Petrova, bad accent, I know. Tom Avery, Grandma Bennett, Grams, who found peace, Lexi, who found peace, and then our last two being Bonnie Bennett and Damon Salvatore. Rest in peace. I'm sure we'll see like 2 of you again. The rest of you are gone for good. Anyways, closing thing is the season rankings. I don't know what my favorite season is. I think 4 and 3 is still tied neck and neck. Below that is season 1, then season 2, and then season 5 rounds up the caboose right now. No disrespect to season 5. It's just like the reverse of a loaf of bread. You know, a loaf of bread, you have the 2 end pieces and then all the good stuff in the middle. This is like if you had 2 good pieces and all the weird shit in the middle. Starts off good, choppy, 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 finishes strong. I just enjoy the other seasons better. It's not that I hated it. I just enjoyed the other 4 a lot better. So that is the rankings, the awards, the memorial service, and the recap of season 5. On to season 6. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all the love and support. Again, if you want to watch the first 5 seasons uncut on Patreon, about almost an hour a piece per episode. If you want to watch anything from WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Invincible, or you just want YouTube content early or a basic support tier, all that's over on Patreon. You want to watch me shoot the shit, want to come chat live, Twitch 3 to 4 times a week, play games, hang out, talk, shoot the shit. But as always, guys, I'm going to go ahead and head out. Links to everything down there, playlist up on screen. Stay cute, stay hydrated, and I will catch you on the next one.